Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, December 14th. It is 6:28 right now. Market's going to open in about 2 minutes. Sorry for the late start, guys. Lost track of time. I just realized that the session had started. So um, anyways, I'll give it a few moments for people to make their way in. I'm going to finish updating things right here, and then we should be good to go. All right, cool. Looks good. All right, solid. Few more things here to update, and we should be good to go. All right, solid. So, all right, guys, market is opening in about 40 seconds. Let's take a look at US30 over here real quick. There's not really much of a bias here, so I don't know if we'll be able to really find a solid breakout entry. I'll follow the charts over here to see if there's anything that could possibly come up, but for the most part, it's not really look like any opportunity for a good entry. So just keep in mind that today is Fed Day, guys. So you want to make sure that you want to be careful with your entries today. Also, you want to make sure that you don't get caught up in any of this unusual price movement as well prior to actual Fed news coming out. So huge green candle right here with the buy signal. If this here closes, market is now open. This will technically be the breakout. So look for this candle right here. If this candle closes as a strong green candle with the buy signal, this would technically be the breakout. Not necessarily one I would take, but nonetheless the breakout. Looking over here, on the 3 time frames, you guys can see that there's not a clear direction with regard to price. It looks like price is attempting to be bullish, but there's no confirmation yet. The 10-minute is still pending. So this here would be the breakout, guys. Not one I would take, but I'll follow it. You guys can follow it as well, just to see, where price goes. But again, as I mentioned, not necessarily one that I would personally take myself because there's just no clear direction with regard to US30 right now. The 10-minute over here is neutral. 5-minute here is bullish, but bullish neutral. And the 1-minute over here just shifted to a strong bullish push to the upside. So we'll follow it here. I've marked it up for you guys to look at, but I'm not necessarily going to take it. We'll just see where price goes, and then we'll start looking for entries once there's a confirmation of direction. Because the 10-minute here is still bearish. So this here has not confirmed a bullish bias yet. So I'm not looking to take any trades for any buys or any trades for sells here. And as you can see, price is coming down pretty heavy right here. The 5-minute over here is somewhat bullish. You can see price is slightly above the pivots, trend meters green, but you can see that price was actually pretty bearish here prior. So no strong confirmation there yet. As you guys can see, price is pushing up, but it's definitely a bit of an iffy move here. So there goes, price pushes up higher a bit slightly. But again, not looking to take any entry here yet. So I'll leave it at that for now. See who's here so far. Morning, Rashida. Morning, Will. Morning, Kenny. Morning, Jonathan. Morning, Maria. Morning, everybody. Got a couple more links here to post up. All right, so there goes price pushes up higher. Price just went ahead and knocked out liquidity right here at this high that hasn't been tested yet. It's still got a ways to go until it reaches its full TP. But again, I'm not looking to take any entries here until we're able to confirm it on the other time frames. So yeah, as of now, I'm just going to sit tight and I'm going to wait for the 10-minute over here to confirm the move because it still has not confirmed it yet. Looking over here in the 10-minute, if this does close, then we'll have a bullish bias and we can start looking for buys. But this candle here still has 6 minutes left on the chart for this candle here to close. So it's got a while until this closes. Once it does close, we'll have a confirmation. We can start looking for trades, you know, in that direction. Looking over here at the calendar, let me check if there was any news for this morning. So for this morning over here, we had news here at 5:30. It was import prices, low impact, neutral. So I'll go ahead and mark that up. So news at 5:30, and then we got a couple more news events coming up over here as well. Make sure on the alerts for 1 minute, 5 and 10. So yeah, news right here at 5:30. Low impact, neutral. And then we got a couple more news events coming up over here at 7:30 and at 11. So the Fed news comes out over here at 11. This is why it's a bit iffy to take trades right now because, you know, two things can happen pre-news. Like market will either be very slow or it'll be very volatile, depending on where people are looking to trade. That's where price is going to move, right? If people are trying to trade based off the inflation news yesterday, because, you know, the Fed's going to report on it today to confirm, either price will be super volatile or it's just going to be flat because either people are going to be scared or people are going to be gambling based on the CPI news from yesterday and the continuation of Fed news today, where they're going to confirm it, produce their economic projections, provide their FOMC statement, federal funds rate, et cetera, in their press conference. So later today, 11, lots of high impact news. So I'm not going to be trading anytime after the live session. You know, it's probably going to be pretty crazy from now until then. But we'll see. So we got news coming up at 7:30. It's light impact, nothing crazy. I'll mark it up right here. And then for later today, we have news as well, but we won't be live for that. So as you guys can see right here with the breakout, it's still technically running right now. I mean, it's in profit. If you guys are in this position, I'd move my stop loss in profit just to protect your position. But as you guys can see, price is still bouncing around. The only problem with this right here is that there's no longer any more structure nearby for price to continue pushing up, right? Because typically the target would have been right here, but the target was already hit. So now that this area of liquidity was already hit right here, there's really no direction. I mean, there is direction right here. It's bullish, but there's no confirmation of like where price will likely keep going, right? There's other areas up here, but this is so far out that it's not really going to be as useful. This area right here actually got knocked out already. That area of liquidity. There's probably one more area right here. So there's still a couple areas of liquidity to get knocked out up here, but it's pretty far out where, you know, I won't necessarily base too much trust on this area here, because you can see prices now bouncing between this area of liquidity where, I mean, it pretty much knocked it out already. And then it's retesting the area of liquidity right here that it knocked out earlier. So we'll see where price goes. 10-minute over here, the 10-minute candle still has 2 minutes left on it. Once this closes here, you guys will see on the bottom that the trend meter over here is still turning, or it's trying to turn green. It hasn't confirmed yet, but if it does close below or close above here, it will confirm. So we got over here. Nice. DeJean said he caught the breakout. He's done for the day. Made his 940 back from Monday. Nice work, DeJean. Kenny over here sent me a link. Let's see what Kenny sent me. Kenny sent me this link for the FTX hearing that is scheduled for today in about 20 minutes. Thanks, Kenny. So full TP off the breakout. If you guys took it, full TP right there. If you guys didn't, it's fine. I didn't take the trade, so it's not going to count towards our results for this week. But I will give you guys a little update over here so that you guys can be aware that it's done and that you guys should be pulling out if you guys are still in the position. So breakout right there, full TP. If you guys are in this position, you guys got to pull out. It's not the day to be greedy. If you guys want to hold on to it, at least move your stop loss in profit to full TP price point. Looks like a lot of you guys here actually took it. So I'm glad to see you guys here profited pretty solid off that. Let me go over people's profits. So there goes the breakout right there. So let's see, we got Kenny over here, took the breakout. Total profit of 60 bucks for the day on that account. Nice work, Kenny. We got Zach over here. Zach took the breakout. Total profit of 1,055 off that specific trade. A total profit of 4,580 off this account so far. Nice work, Zach. Yeah, he said he took the breakout of full TP. He's up 4.5% for this week. Great work. And Kenny over here, 60. And then we got a couple more profits over here. We got Barack. Total profit of 6,262. Took the breakout right there, full TP. Nice work, Brock. Yeah, Brock said, "Good morning, Sean. Done for the day. Grateful for today." Definitely, Brock. If you're satisfied with your profits, just call it a day. You made pretty good profits for the day, 6,262. Rashid over here as well took the breakout. Total profit of 533 for the day. Nice work, Rashid. It looks like you pulled out a little early, but that's perfectly fine. I do the same thing. John over here, currently up 1,340 for the day. He took the breakout right there, full TP, made 1,135. Double dipped into it right here, added on another 200, total profit of 1,340 for the day. So nice work, guys. You guys pretty much killed it for that breakout right there. If you guys have any more profits to share, feel free to send them in. Let's see, question over here from Maria. Maria is asking, good morning. Do you believe it's okay to begin a challenge today, or is it better to wait until mid-January? I mean, I'd open it today, Maria. There's no way to really time the market. It's really up to your preference. If you're comfortable and your confidence with your trading, then I'd open the challenge. If you're not confident, then don't open it. You don't know what's going to happen from now until New Year's. It's December 14th. As you guys can see, I don't take any days off from trading. Doesn't matter if it's a heavy news day. It doesn't matter if it's a holiday. It doesn't matter if it's a holiday because the market's closed, but it doesn't matter if it's a holiday week, news day, anything like that. I still trade. There's no way to really time the market. You could find an entry in any type of market conditions, right? We're scalping here. So it doesn't matter if it's the holidays or not. You'll find at least one or two entries most likely on any given day. So I wouldn't necessarily wait if you're asking me personally. For you, I can't really say. It depends on your confidence in trading and your confidence in trading during these types of market conditions. So yeah, for me, I wouldn't, you can see here, I'm not taking any breaks. So it doesn't make a difference for me if it's December, January, February, March, May, June, July, whenever. I'll still be trading every day. So let's see who else is here. Morning, Ferndad. Morning, Gary. Morning, everybody. So it's 6:41 right now, guys. Let's see if the 10-minute here closed. The 10-minute did close. We now have a bullish bias here with regard to the 10-minute, 5-minute, and 1-minute. The reason why we have that is because price is above the pivots. Trend meters green, pivots are angling up. So we have that here on the 10, bullish trend. Same thing over here on the 5. Price is above the pivots. Trend meters green, pivots are angling up. Lastly, here on the 1-minute, we also have a bullish bias here. Price is above the pivots, trend meters green, and pivots are angling up. So if I get a buy signal over here on the 1-minute, I will be taking it for an entry. And we'll see where that takes us, but we don't have that yet. So until we have that, we just got to sit tight and be patient here. Making sure we don't force anything, unnecessary. So price over here is retracing down. We're looking for that buy signal. Once we get that buy signal, we can ride this up higher and take that to our TP. But yeah, price is bullish here on the 10, bullish on the 5, bullish here on the 1. we have the buy signal here as well on the 10, buy signal right there, buy signal on the 5. We just need a buy signal here on the 1 to provide us our catalyst for entry. So once we get that, I'll take that for a buy. But again, you just got to be patient and wait for this buy signal to actually appear and close. If it does appear, you have to wait for it to actually close. Don't just hop in as soon as you see that pending buy signal. I do have my alert set up right here. So once it does come up, it will alert me. And we'll see if we can take that entry. So price is still retracing here, but I'm waiting for it to swing right back up. It's just a matter of waiting for that confirmation. Once we get that confirmation, we can ride this up. Let's see. Jonathan said, I used to try to time the market. It's best to jump in depending on your confidence and psychology. Yeah, Jonathan, exactly, 100%. Yeah, there's no way to 100% time the market. It's just really up to preference. If you guys feel comfortable, the real key about trading, guys, is your confidence, right? Like for me, I could be 100% wrong and I'm still confident about my move and I'll still take that trade. And then if I lose it, I'll take that loss like a champ and I'll just move on to the next one. I think that's the key with a lot of people too. Specifically with scalping, because when you're intraday trading or swing trading, you have opportunity to get out of the trade. When you're scalping, you don't really have too much opportunity to second guess your trade, right? If you're in that position, you're in that position. You're going to come out with a win or a loss. So, yeah, it just depends on your ability to trust in your trading. And if you feel good about it, then go on with it. All right, the 10-minute over here is no longer bullish. As you can see right here with the trend meter, you can see the trend meter here is changing a little bit. So you got to be a bit careful with taking these entries here. If price drops too low, then it's going to be a bit of an issue and might be best to sit out. So there might be a buy signal coming up here pretty soon. But again, you have to wait for that confirmation of it to actually close to, take entry here for a buy. So we have a pending buy signal right here on the 1 minute. If this here closes, then that is going to be our entry point. You got to wait for it to actually close. Keep that in mind. It has to close, right? And it can't be too big. If the candle here is too big, you just got to skip it, wait for the next one. So this is a good area for it to close. If it goes a little too high, then I'm going to hold off on this one here because it's going to be pretty much knocking out the liquidity that I would have wanted to ride up if I was to take this buy here. So you got to wait for this candle here to actually close. If it goes anywhere higher than where it's currently at, this high point, I'm probably going to skip this one because I want some range over here for me to go and reach my TP, right? If it's too far up, that range is going to get knocked out and I'm not going to have much opportunity to take an actual entry here. So we got 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, 1. No buy signal. We got a pending buy signal right here. It's got to wait for this here to close again. Once it closes, we can take it for entry. So this right here is looking a little iffy. If it closes as a pretty big red candle, I'm probably not going to take it. If it closes a little bit invalid, like invalid candle, but it's not necessarily a big red candle, then I would probably take it. But this candle here is pretty big. As you guys can see, there's a lot of uncertainty in the market now. It's not really moving smooth anymore. It's kind of going back and forth. If price starts to cut into a range here, it's not going to be a good sign. And I'm probably going to be holding off on taking entries for a bit until it starts to move directional again. So right here, this candle is spiking around quite a bit. Got about 20 seconds left on the candle. It's getting a little too high here. If it gets a little too high, I'm going to skip it, wait for the next one. You can see a lot of uncertainty in price right here. So let's see if this here closes. So it did close right there. Ah, crap, I couldn't get into the position. So I couldn't get into it. I already blasted through TP. This thing just spiked up way too quickly. Yeah, this thing just spiked up too quickly. I'm not sure if anyone was able to catch that. I literally blasted right through. So let's see. I'll see if price pushes up a bit higher. Let's see. Question from Jonathan. Jonathan's asking, would that have been a valid high-low quick scalp on the 1 minute? I don't see a quick scalp over here, Jonathan. If we're looking for, or it might have been this one right here. If you're talking about this candle right here next to it, then yeah, that would have been. But I can't really tell because I wasn't paying attention to that right there. Looks like you messaged at 6:46. So that one would have been a high-low quick scalp, looks like. So not sure if anyone caught this trade here. This thing literally closed and then it shot right to TP, and then now it's kind of just bouncing back and forth. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to get into that right there. So we just got to just wait for the next one to come up. So, man, that thing moved too fast. I was waiting for it to close, and then it closed and then ended up blasting right through. So again, right here, you can see how market's moving kind of crazy. It's going back and forth. I don't really like this type of market condition because it's too volatile, but unfortunately I did miss that trade right there. If you guys saw it, it was literally this one right here. Buy signal, everything confirmed. As soon as it closed, shot right through a TP. It shot through it again a second time, and then after that, it just came right back down. So now just waiting for another buy signal to come up, but we can't get another buy signal until this sell signal here closes. So now it's got to wait a bit. It's now a matter of just waiting for some confirmation here. All right, so we're not going to get a buy signal until we have a sell signal. So pretty much got to wait for this to retrace, come back up, and continue on. So price is pushing up higher, but we need a retracement before we can take anything. Let's see, we got a couple more profits over here from Deswell. Let me check the chat real quick. Man, so price did blast right through it. I was trying to get a late entry, so I was waiting for it to come back up right here, and I was going to get in as price swung back up over here, but unfortunately, I didn't catch that because it pushed up too fast and it blasted right through it, but it's all good. So the main reason I was looking for that is because I was looking for price to blast through the high right here, which it did, but it didn't provide for an actual entry there. So better be safe than sorry. All right. So I got a message from a couple of people. They mentioned that they got into this trade right here, but their TFF gave them a loss. You know, I'm not really surprised by that. TFF is known to do that. TFF and MFF, if you guys are running into some slippage on those accounts, that's not a surprise, right? It's just unfortunate. That's why I don't recommend anybody take TFF or MFF until they've maxed out their FTMO. I got a couple messages from people right here mentioning that TFF and MFF gave them losses when it hit full TP on their FTMO. Let's see, Deswell over here, full TP off the breakout earlier, locked in a total profit of 2,132. So he took the other buy over here as well. The one that just passed, locked in a partial profit on there. It looks like, you know, he kind of got caught in the spike in price. So total profit of 2,132 from Deswell. He said all breakout multiple entries. Maddie over here as well, currently up 232 for the day. Nice work, Maddie. And I think that's it for right now. If you guys have more profit to post up, feel free. Otherwise, we're looking for another entry here. But in order for us to get an entry, we need price to retrace back and swing back up. So price is pushed up right here, looking for it to retrace down and continue back up. So once we get that continuation, that's going to be our entry for a buy. But as of now, definitely no entry available. And here we are at the session. So expect some manipulation in price to happen right here. But yeah, good profits, guys. If you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to post them up. Otherwise, we're going to sit tight until we get that retracement. So what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for a sell signal on the 1 minute. That sell signal is going to signify a retracement confirmation. Once we have that confirmation for retracement, as price comes back up, that's where we're going to make our entry. So it's got to sit tight for a bit. It's right at the session, so there's not really much for us to play around with here. As you guys know, I don't take trades right here around the sessions. When price reaches these sessions right here, this becomes an area of manipulation, right? You can see it again prior down here when price came down and tested the purple line down here, the Asia low. You can see how price faked out, right? Price closed below, faked out, and then shot right back up. Same with this right here. It did it a bunch of times. Price kept going up here, so price shot up, closed, faked out, and came back down, right? So you don't want to take trades around these areas here because you can easily get faked out in either direction. So price over here closed above, faked out right there, came back down, swung back below here, closed, and then faked out and swung right back up, right? So there's a lot of fake outs that can happen here. Price will either go up or it'll go down from this point. But if you take a trade at that point right there, you're basically gambling, because if you take a buy here and price swings down, you're going to get stopped out. Vice versa, if you take a sell here and price swings right back up, you're going to get stopped out as well. The range right here from the sessions is pretty wide, right? It's about, I mean, it's not super wide, but it's about 50 pips or 500 pips, 50 points. So if your stop loss is 300 pips, taking a scalp here, it's really easy to get stopped out, right? If price spikes in the other direction. So just be careful about taking trades here at the sessions. I definitely recommend you guys do not take trades around the sessions. Looking over here at the red flags, obvious places where not to take trades: near sessions, near opening price, near news price, if the candle pattern entry is too large, and if price is ranging. So I think everything kind of lines up here. Right here, price is at sessions. And also, if you look closely, price is starting to range. So we got a top range right there, and we got a low range right there. So for one, price is ranging. Two, price is at the sessions. Three, if price is down here at opening price, blue line, you don't want to take trades there. And if price is near this pink line right here, you also don't want to take trades there either. So here goes price ranges sideways. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, it's just going to be a waiting game until we get that retracement candle. And I'm hoping that when we do get the retracement candle, it's going to be away from the sessions right here, so we can take entry. However, looking at the time frames over here, the 1 minute, 5 minute, and 10 minute, everything here is still bullish. Trend meters green, trend meters green, trend meters green. Price is above the pivots, above the pivots, above the pivots. We have a bullish trend here with regard to all three time frames. Momentum here is also bullish. We have a buy signal on the 10, buy signal on the 5, and buy signal on the 1. So main thing we're looking for here is retracement and confirmation of continuation to the upside. Just got to wait for that to confirm, but there's not really much to look at right now. Let's see. Patrick said he jumped in on it, but the execution on the entry was super high, so his TP never got hit and he got stopped out. Caught the high-low quick scalp right before, though. Gotcha, Patrick. Yeah, unfortunately, this market's been kind of blocky for today, this morning. So what Patrick mentioned is that he saw the entry right here, but then what happened was his entry was like way too high. So when price pulled back right here, actually got stopped out, and then price swung right back up and blasted right through the TP. So just just be careful with these entries, guys, because market's not really moving too smoothly. So there's a lot of opportunity for fake outs to happen and price spikes. The price spikes are going to be the worst part because that could have a huge impact on your entry and stuff. So just something to be aware of when you guys are taking entries here, because you might run into the same issue that Patrick just ran into there. Obviously some slippage of execution, and then he got in a lot later than he would have wanted to. All right, so we got a pending sell signal right here. We need that sell signal to close to confirm the retracement. If it doesn't close, then we're not going to have the confirmation yet. Yeah, definitely no confirmation yet. But as you can see here on the 1 minute, price is in a pretty heavy range now. Or not even range, it's just consolidating. So the range is spread out right here, but price is literally just in between it right here. And it's consolidating pretty heavy. You want to be very careful about taking entries right here when price is consolidating like this. Because you can see the bodies are very small and the wicks are very big. So there's going to be a breakout that's going to happen soon. The thing is, you don't really know if price is going to break out to the bottom or if it's going to break out to the top. So you want to be careful with taking any entries here at all. You guys can see the wicks here. Wicks are huge, both sides. There he goes. Price pushes up, but still no sell signal to confirm the retracement. What would have been good here is if we got a sell signal down here and then buy signal here or buy signal in the next candle, and that would have confirmed, the push to the upside. However, we didn't get that, and we still have price within this range right here. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, we don't have anything here to take just yet. Price is finally breaking out. You can see it's breaking out of the range that I just drew up earlier. The range is down here, price broke above. The thing that you want to be careful for here is that this can be a fake out. And you can see here that it's pretty clear because there's a huge wick on top. Price broke to the upside, rejected directly off this high, created a new high right here, and now it's pulling right back into the range. So not exactly the best market to be trading in. Let me take a look at the Forex pairs over here. There was a trade here for Forex that I was going to call last night. Unfortunately, I didn't call it because price was just not moving. Price was here in some drawdown, and I was waiting for it to come down, but it didn't actually come down for UJ. Looking over at USD CAD, no entry there, nothing there. I'm just going to scroll through this real quick because there's no entries on US30 right now. I want to see if there's any entries we could possibly take late. CAD CHF over here, you can see I marked it up for entry. Already hit full TP, so it's too late to make that entry there. CAD JPY, same thing here. There's another entry there, but this week's just been kind of off because of the inflation news plus the Fed speaking today. So I'm hoping after today, market will start to move a bit smoother. There was an entry right here for a Euro CAD. But I think the TP was just a little too close. Yeah, I was like 30 pips, so I don't want to risk it. But it did hit, obviously it's full TP right there. So there were a couple of Forex trades here, but just not too many. Let's go back to US30 real quick. All right, we still have that pending sell signal right there. Still hasn't confirmed, but it is pending. Let's see EG over here. And trading view is really laggy today. I don't know if you guys have noticed it. I don't know if it's just for Forex or if it's for everything, but this thing is super laggy. We got a pending sell entry over here for EG. I'll mark that up and I'll take a look at it if it does close. 30-pip move. Could be nice. So the next candle closes at 10 a.m. And this thing's taking forever to load. All right, price is now coming down. It's confirmed the retracement right here. So we need price to retrace, and then if it continues back up, that'll be our entry point. Nothing for EG. You know, I'm going to reset this. This thing is just taking way too long to load. All right, EN over here. Possible entry for that to come up. There is, no, I don't see a alignment with entry right there. GA, GC, GCHF, GJ, nothing here. GN, I don't see anything there. GU, nothing. NCD CAD, nothing. NZCHF, nothing. NZJPY, nothing there. NZUSD, nothing there. USD CAD, no, nothing. USDCHF, no, nothing there. And UJ. All right, so no Forex trades right now. Let's see if this swings back up right here. So I'm looking for this buy signal here to close, but I don't want it on the specific candle because it's cutting through the sessions right here. So I want this candle here to close and then possibly on the next one buy signal for an entry. But at the moment, definitely no entry on this candle because it's right at the sessions. It's cutting through it. You guys can see here the range that I drew. Price still hasn't broken outside of it, right? So I drew a range right here, high range, low range. Two fake outs right here, fake out to the top, price came back down, fake out to the bottom, price came right back up, right? So fake outs on both sides right there. No confirmation of direction yet, still a sideways movement. Let's see, Will over here said, took the first one we got, slippage was crazy, ended up taking a loss because it was moving too crazy, and then he took the last push and he locked in the full TP. So nice work right here, Will, and great recovery off that trade. So he took the first trade over there, slippage got him, and unfortunately he got kicked out of the trade, but he took it right back on the correction to the upside and then locked in more profit covering his loss right there. So total profit of 317.50 cents for the day for Will. Nice work, Will, and great recovery off that trade. Patricia over here, she just sent in her profits, total profit of 2,365 for the day. Nice work. Looks like you had one loss over here, but it looks like it came up at that same time where that big spike in blocky price movement happened at 647. Looks like you got caught there, but then you made it right back on the next trade. So nice work right there, Patricia. So it seems like some of you guys here did get caught up in that trade earlier. It seems like everyone kind of hit slippage, which is fine because the market was moving kind of crazy. It looks like, yeah, not only one person got caught in that, but like a couple people did actually. But good to see a lot of you guys there recover off that trade and actually lock in profit off that move. So here we go. As price continues to go sideways, still no direction here. Yeah, this is a nasty range. So if price stays ranging like this, then I'm just going to skip today for the most part. I'm not going to take any trades. I'm not going to force anything specifically. I typically want price to be up here. But I mean, if I get something down here with the buy signal, then okay, I'll take it. However, it's just not looking too good right here, especially this one. If this here closes, you can see right here that it's cutting through the sessions. I would not take the trade because this can be another fake out. So I personally don't want the buy signal to close right here. If it closes, that's fine, but I'm not going to take the trade. I'll mark it up for you guys, but I'm not going to take it. because it falls under my red flags and I got to stay consistent with my trade criteria with every single trade. No, there's no guesswork here. If the red flags are met, I'm going to skip the trade. So it didn't close. We have another pending buy signal here, but it touched the sessions again. So we can't touch the sessions at all. Can't touch any of these horizontal lines. No sessions, no opening price, no news price, no nothing. It has to be out in the clear. So if this here closes with the buy signal again, I will not take the trade. Gosh, yeah, Will said he took it when it came back up, but he was careful about it. Not smart. We got another news event over here. Thanks, Kenny, for the link. It says Senate banking hearing on FTX collapse. So they're going to have a bunch of hearings this week regarding FTX. So this is running right now. And that, yeah, I just started. So thanks, Kenny, for that link. So the Senate banking hearing on the downfall of cryptocurrency exchange FTX. As you guys have seen the news, there's a lot of different crypto exchanges that are getting hit right now. I think Binance is getting hit as well. So you guys want to be careful in the crypto market. It's probably going to keep dumping. You know, I'm kind of tempted to hop into a crypto trade and just let it run lower and lower. So Bitcoin had a big push right here, but with the investigations, you know, looming with regard to Binance as well, this might just come right back down. In my personal opinion, that's probably what's going to happen, but we'll see. So Bitcoin is slightly, I mean, it's not really up. It's at 18,000. That's crazy, man. This thing was up to like, you know, if you guys remember Bitcoin like years back, what's the high point of Bitcoin? Bitcoin used to be almost 70,000 per Bitcoin. It's now worth 18,000. You know how much big of a loss that is? That's crazy. From this point here to this point here, that's a 73% drop in like a couple of years. That's crazy. So, you know, I'm anticipating a continued drop. So we'll see. But I mean, who knows? That's why I never really got into it. I had a feeling something was going to happen here in order for them to regulate. But yeah, it's crazy. Anyways, nothing else here right now. All right, so US30 here still has not confirmed the buy signal. It's still in the same range that it's been pretty much pushing in. It's starting to squeeze right here. So as you guys can see, the range here is starting to squeeze. So price is getting tighter and tighter, right? When price is done squeezing, this will possibly break out one direction or the other. There's a possible buy signal right here coming up, but I mean, even if this here closes, I would not take it because price is squeezing. When price is ranging in a big range, that's fine. But when price is consolidating, I definitely don't want to take trades off that. And this is just getting tighter and tighter. So I'm expecting a breakout to happen soon. Yeah, because this range here, or like each candle is like super small now. So everything's getting pretty much tight right here. And it's going to break out one direction or the other in the next couple candles or so. So just be careful. If you guys are looking to take entries right here, you want to be very careful because the last thing you want to do is gamble your way into a loss. And this US30 market's pretty trash today. Speaking frankly, there's like nothing much here to even look at. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. So NASDAQ here is actually moving pretty solidly. There's a buy entry that came up right here, already hit full TP. So if you guys took that using the same strategy we're applying on US30, down right there would have hit full TP. It's still pushing up pretty bullish. Looking over here at S&P, same thing. There was also a buy entry right here. Full TP right there if you guys happen to take that trade. Everything here looks pretty bullish. So it looks like US30 will probably follow. S&P is bullish. NASDAQ is pretty bullish. I'm looking at this to possibly break out to the upside. for another, bullish push here. So that's kind of what I'm anticipating, but there's not really much movement here. It's also at the session, so it's not even a good area to be trading. It's actually very risky to be trading in this area right here. So with everything bullish here, I'm expecting this to be bullish as well. It's just a matter of time. Let's see, taking a look over here at gold. Gold here is pretty indecisive. There's no direction here, so can't really say for that. But you can see here for US30, there's not really much going on. Right. Yeah, US30 is actually really flat, which is surprising. It's weird to see US30 flat, but S&P over here moving. Right, because S&P is still moving over here. Typically, it's the other way around. Usually US30 is always moving, and S&P here is the one that's kind of flat because it's an index of 500 different stocks. US30 is just 30 stocks. So like if you have some sort of like one or two stocks moving, usually pushes price in a direction, but right now it's not really moving like that. Let's take a look at CNBC real quick. Right here, it says, here's everything the Federal Reserve is expected to do on Wednesday. So looking over here, so they're going to cover the rates. So we'll see if rates increase or if they just stay where they're at. Communication, dot plan, terminal rate, Powell presser. Yeah, so Powell will take the stage at 2 p.m. Pacific, or sorry, 2 p.m. Eastern. So that's gonna be around like late 11 o'clock. He's gonna be part of the press conference. So we got a lot of stuff going on here later today. I think that's why US30 is pretty much flat, because a lot of people are just not messing with the market. They're waiting for Powell to hop on the mic, give us some good news and spike price to the upside, right? That's my guess. Possible buy entry here coming up, but it looks like it may be flopping again. Yeah, I'll see how this closes here, but it does not look like a candle that I want to take. Price is consolidating pretty hard right here. So what I'll do here is I'll probably mark it up, but I'm probably not going to take it myself. So if you guys do want to take it, take it at your own risk. Never mind. It came down and touched the sessions again. So if price touches the sessions right here, you definitely want to skip that trade, because you can see here, once price got to the sessions over here, it's just been going sideways for like the past, let's see, price has been going sideways for about 30 minutes now. So definitely not a good area to make any entries. Yeah, CT said this is a snake coiling. I think I'm done. Yeah, and same here. I'm not looking to take any losses. I haven't had a loss in about a month now. So we haven't had any losses on these live sessions for the past 4 or 5 weeks now. I'm not trying to start here. So, and this is obviously, you can see where price is moving. This is like the worst time to trade anyways. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. If price finally pushes away, we'll look for some entries. But where price is currently at, definitely no entries within this range here. Even if price pushes away from the sessions and we get an entry up here, I'm not going to take it. I need price to be way up here and continuing higher and higher from that point. But until we get that, definitely no entry for me. So guess we just got to sit tight. If you guys have any questions, pop your questions into the chat. Otherwise, there's another possible buy signal right here. If this does close, possible entry, but I'm not going to be taking it. As I mentioned, I need price to be outside of this range. Price touched the sessions right here again. So if you do get a buy signal there, no entry for you to take. All right. Pending buy signal on this candle, but again, not going to take it. I'll mark it up for you guys. It is touching the sessions as well. So obvious red flag right there, or 2 red flags. Price is ranging, consolidating, and then also price is touching the sessions. There's about 15 seconds left on this candle, so we got some time. Yeah, no movement right here. Hey, what's up, Nick? How's it going? All right, so again, no buy signal there. Nothing for us to take. Let's see, question from Adrian. Adrian is asking, hey, Sean, why do you use E-mini Dow Jones Future instead of US30 chart on TV? So if you're familiar with how US30 was created, US30 just mirrors YM. YM is the actual data, right? So YM is a future that US30 mirrors. US30 is not a real asset. It's like a synthetic asset. It's a synthetic copy of YM. So the main reason why I started to use YM is because the data on US30 hasn't been the best, right? You've seen a lot of blocky movements. You've seen a lot of gaps in data price. Price isn't necessarily gapping, but the data that we were following on basically all US30 brokers was not accurate, right? So what I did was I just ended up paying for the actual future data so that I can trade off this here. The future data is like the raw data. This is like the actual asset that US30 is based off. So it's the same movement. It's just this is a lot faster. The thing that I've noticed as well is that this chart data is sometimes faster than FTMO or any MT4 broker. It's usually faster by maybe a second or a split second. So we typically get a better entry using this data here. So that's the main reason why I use it. You guys are fine to use US30 if you want to, that data, but I do find this data here to be a lot more accurate and a lot more quicker than the free data that you can find on TradingView. So there's a possible entry right here, guys, but I'm still not comfortable with taking an entry here yet because it's still within this range. So if it closes, I'll mark it up here. But, you know, again, as I mentioned, I'm not going to take the trade. It did not close, so no entry there. All right, so again, we're just waiting for this to confirm something, but there's no buy signal that's come up. Also, price is still within this range, so price can just come right back down and retest the sessions right there. Yeah, CT mentioned US30 is used by firms to create liquidity in this market. Yeah, exactly. It's not, it's basically a fake asset. That's why you can't trade US30 in the US because of it's not a real asset. It's basically just a copy of YM. Adrian said, cool, thanks, Sean. If I use that chart on my TV, it's 10 minutes delayed. Yeah, because you have to pay for it. This is extra data. So I think I paid like 10 bucks a month for it, which is not much because I make that back in like one winning trade. So in order for me to have, you know, the best data, you got to pay for the data. I use CME. CME is fine. There's also ICE, which is probably a little bit faster, but that's like 110 bucks, I think, a month to have access to. So CME is okay. That's what I use. Yeah, Medusa is $4 a month. It depends on like your account type or if you consider yourself a professional trader. If you consider yourself a professional trader, which I don't recommend you do because your fees start to add up a lot higher, it increases, tremendously. So yeah, Medusa is $4 a month for, I guess that's like normal pricing. I don't know why mine's a little more. Or maybe I'm tripping. Maybe it is $4 for me. I can't remember. Or maybe I paid for something else. But yeah, no, the $4 is well worth it because you get the best data. And this data here is directly from the direct access. It's not necessarily from any broker. This is like directly from the exchange. The plus from here too as well is that you guys will have access to order flow right here. So this is also a cool thing too, Adrian. So I didn't really go over this here, but if you do have access to it, it shows you the orders that are actually coming in. So these are directly from the exchange. They're not from any broker. This is like literally the raw data from the futures market. I typically don't use it too much because level 2 data here is not exactly the best. I mean, it's kind of useful if you're looking for a trade in a direction. So for example, if I'm looking for a buy here and I see a bunch of buy orders come over here, get filled, then I'm going to feel confident about my move. And then vice versa for a sell. If I'm in a sell position, I see a bunch of sell orders come in right here, I'm going to be comfortable about my trade hitting TP. So there's a lot of benefit to having this data. Although not required, it is definitely beneficial. Yeah, Maddie said market's boring today. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy that it's been ranging like this for this long. So measuring back to here, price here has been ranging for 35 minutes, almost 40 minutes now, which is crazy because that's like a quarter of our live session, right? We're only on this live session for about an hour and a half. It's about to be 7:30 right now. Price still hasn't broken out of this range. So again, if you guys have any questions, this is the best time to ask questions, whether it's something about a strategy, whether it's something about anything that I'm using here. Like Adrian's question is actually a good question, asking about why I'm using YM over US30, because a lot of people don't realize that YM is the actual data that US30 is based off. And this also goes hand in hand with the explanation why YM or why US30 is not allowed to be traded here in the US, because it's not necessarily a real asset. It's a synthetic copy of YM. So other than that, so there's YM and there's MYM, guys. So like depending on like which one you're trading, the E-mini is YM, and the micro is like MYM, I believe. But yeah, there's nothing here for us to take. Let me take a look at the Forex pairs again real quick. Just want to see if there's anything here that I could possibly take, but I don't see anything here coming up anytime soon. UJ is on its way down right here. UJ's actually got a longer way to go. The actual target's gonna be down here. But typically when I take these Forex pairs, I cap it at 100 pips. Yeah, Jonathan. So Jonathan's asking if I'm selling the Kodi Kai shirts. Yeah, I will be. I'm gonna just quality check them first. I haven't really looked at all of them, but if you guys can see here, I'm wearing the new shirts that I just got in yesterday. Once they've been like quality checked and all that, I'll put them on the website. If you guys want to order one, you guys can order them on the website. So going back to NASDAQ over here, I don't trade NASDAQ specifically, but if you get a buy signal here on NASDAQ, this would be an entry for you guys to take there if and when it closes. I don't trade NASDAQ at all, so I don't know what the range should be like. I'm assuming 2550 might be good here for NASDAQ. It looks like a good range. Looking over here at S&P, same thing. So, not exactly. There's no entry here to be taken yet. Yeah, man, US30 here has been pretty trash. If you guys see the range here, I drew this range a long time ago at about 651. It's now 726 and price is not broken out of the range. It's broken out of it, but it faked out. So fake out right here, pulled back in, faked out right here, pulled back in, and then now it's just ranging back in this area. Still charging up for a breakout, but I don't expect that to happen anytime soon. So let's see. Question from Will. Will is asking, I have a question. When you enter a trade, do you sometimes get out early as a loss because you're in a drawdown and you think the odds are higher to reach your stop loss than coming back to hit TP? No, never. I'll close early in profit, but I'll never close early for a loss. Well, because the thing with your analysis is that when you analyze the trade, you got to have conviction with your trade, right? You can't be second guessing your trade. If you second guess your trade like that, odds of it pushing back up and hitting your TP are very likely. So that's a common issue with a lot of people. If you're not confident about your position, then don't take it, right? Like for example, right here, there's a buy signal here, and you can technically take this because this fits the criteria. But the reason why I wouldn't take this is because there's a red flag here at the sessions, right? So it looks like it's going to hit TP right there, but I'm not in this position because it doesn't fit my criteria. So instead of me entering this trade and then freaking out and hoping that it's, if it goes in a drawdown and swings back up, I'm just not going to take the trade, even though it did hit TP right there. If you guys took it, great, but it didn't meet my criteria with regard to my red flag. So I never, like whenever I enter a trade, guys, I only enter it if I'm like for sure, right? Because I'm not entering these trades to lose. Like I'm not entering these trades to be a maybe. Whenever I enter any of these trades on my own or during these live sessions, I enter these trades to win. Like I only have one goal in mind, to win, right? So whenever you guys take a trade, like say, for example, here, if you're waiting for this here to close and you're kind of iffy because you're like, oh, this is touching the sessions, then just don't take the trade. Because if you don't believe in yourself, the market will know, and the market will typically mess with you before I hit your TP, causing you to close out early. So, yeah, for me personally, when I'm taking a trade, I'm like 100% sure. That's why I have all these requirements here. I make sure that everything lines up on the 10, 5, and 1. So even if I do make an accidental trade here, like say, for example, I enter a trade a little too early. Say the candle here closes, but it doesn't close with a buy signal in the very last second. I will be still confident about the position because I already confirmed that it's bullish on the 10, bullish on the 5, and odds of it even pulling back even a little bit will slingshot my trade back up to my TP. So yeah, just keep that in mind, guys. Whenever you take a trade, only take a trade if you're like absolutely confident that it's going to hit. We got news coming up right here in about 1 minute or less than a minute, actually. However, price is still in this range. So we had 2 trades today that came up. The one that came up over here earlier, but I missed because it was too fast. And then also this one right here that I would have taken, but it was at the session. So violates my red flag over here, when to avoid trades. But yeah, no, good question, Will. Because I know that that's a common issue with a lot of people, right? Sometimes you guys will enter a trade. And let me see if I can find you an example. I think the last trade that came up over here actually is a good example of that. So let's just replay to this entry over here. So say, for example, you're in this position right there, right? TP stop loss, 100, 300. And this actually goes with exactly with what Will just mentioned. For one, this candle here was too big as well. So now that I'm looking back at it, I probably would have skipped this trade because this candle here was just way too big. Again, that's another one of the red flags, right? Red flags over here. Candle prior to entry is too large. So looking at this right here, obviously it hit TP, but if you enter late, like say you entered late, but at the correct price point, price comes back down, could hit your stop loss. This is why you also don't enter late. But say, for example, price was running back like that, and say you entered someplace down here, right? Because you just entered like super late for whatever reason, which I never recommend. You might have freaked out because price was way down here close to your stop loss, but then eventually it would swing back up and blast through your TP because you've already confirmed that the direction of price was bullish. So that's one of the main reasons why I look at the different time frames here, because looking at the 10-minute and 5-minute, if this is bullish and this is bullish, even if I get any drawdown on the 1 minute, odds of it coming back up in my direction are very likely. So back to the charts over here, there's still nothing for us to take. We have a pending sell signal here, but even if we get that pending sell signal, it does not look like we're going to get a push back up because price is still technically within this range that it's been in for the past, I don't know, 50 minutes now, almost. So I drew this range a long time ago back here at 651. And price still hasn't gotten to close anywhere below it or anywhere above it. All right, lots of back and forth movement here. So, all right, guys, if there's any other questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. It's 7:32 right now. I don't really think we're going to have any entries today, guys, to be honest. Like being realistic with you guys, I don't think there's going to be any entries for us because looking at the 10-minute and 5-minute over here, it's very bullish still, right? So even if price was to drop below here, I still wouldn't be looking for any sells because everything else here is bullish. So in order for us to get an entry, we need price to push above here. And I just don't see that happening within the next, 20 minutes or so. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, we'll just sit tight for a bit and then see if we can find something. As price continues to move long, I mean, US30 is just not doing anything right now. It's been going back and forth within this range for the past almost hour now. We have a pending buy signal right here, but it is touching the session. So this might be one that I would just be avoiding as well. Yeah, Maddie also mentioned that it's at news price. So it's just not a good area. So we've got news price right over there. I clean this up. Yeah, it's just not a good area at all in general. Let's check the news real quick. So this is still going on right here. The news from this morning was low impact, so I didn't really care about it too much. It was negative. So we had crude oil inventories right here. Damn, it's pretty bad. So crude oil inventories, there's an inventory of 10.2 million. They were forecasting it to be negative 3.4. They didn't even sell. Yeah, they didn't sell much crude oil inventories for this month or this previous month. So the news there was pretty bad, actually. And there just isn't much direction here still. So price is still, going back and forth. Let's see. Question from MX. How's it going? Morning. Dominique's asking question, is the live YM1 feed included with the TradingView subscriptions? No, it's not. So this is completely different. What you're paying for with this is you're paying for the actual exchange data. So the thing with TradingView is that TradingView isn't an exchange. It's just a trading platform. The data feeds that you get on here are from brokers. So like, for example, if you type in US30, you're getting data from these specific brokers, right? For YM, you can see here that this is from the CBOT Mini. This is from the actual, and you can see here, Chicago Board of Trade. You're getting this data from the actual exchange. So you're getting raw data straight from the exchange, like where the orders are coming in from. So like basically brokers are buying data from these exchanges, right? So that we're basically acting as if we're like the broker, like we have the direct data to the exchange. When you guys type in just US30, they have brokers here. So these brokers will buy data from the exchange like we're doing. And then what they'll do is they'll set their own prices. So that's why all this broker data is different. So if you look at currency.com, you'll see that pricing is different from Black Bull, different from Capital, different from Pepperstone, and different from 8Camp. But if you go to YM, this is like the real data. This is where it's actually pulled from. So it is not included with your TradingView subscription. TradingView subscription is just for TradingView itself. So unfortunately, yeah, it's not included unless you're using a certain broker. So if you're using a futures broker, like say, for example, if you're using AMP or a TradeStation, it's usually included with that broker because they have the raw data as well. So depending on which broker you're using, if you're using TradeStation, AMP, I don't know what other brokers are supported, but those are the main ones I know of. It would be included because you just log into your broker account. So like, for example, this is my Forex.com account. This is obviously not the one that you need. Let me just log out of here. Okay, if you have TradeStation, this is a futures broker. You'll have the data there, Tradeovate. So these are the main ones: TradeStation, Tradeovate, and AMP. Those are the ones I know. I don't know about Optimus over here or any of these other ones, but Yeah, if you had TradeStation or Tradeovate, you just log into here and then you'll get data from their feed. All right, there was a buy signal right here, guys, but no entry for us to take because it's right at news price. As you can see, the pink line right there, price rejected directly off it. Red flag over here, obviously. When to avoid trades when price is near news price. So would not have taken that entry right there. And then again, price is just cutting back into the sessions right here. So as you guys can see, the sessions here acts as a magnet, right? Price will push away, it'll pull right back to the sessions. Price will push below it, pull back to the session. It just keeps doing that over and over and over again. This is why I never take trades around the sessions, because you're just going to get caught in these bad moves. Yeah, no problem, Dominique. And that's a good question too. I'm glad that you guys are asking these questions about YM, because a lot of people don't realize that they don't realize what YM is, or they don't understand that, you know, why it's not included, or why is it different from US30. So yeah, no, good questions, guys. Let's see. Will said volatility is low and spread sucks too. Yeah, spread does suck right now. So definitely no entries for us to take. Thanks for shooting. Yeah, I did forget about news price, but we did mark it up. So thanks for reminding me with that. Looks like we got a couple more profits over here. Patrick locked in a total profit of 1,986 for the day. 2 wins, no losses, full TPs, nice green strips right here, Patrick. He said, forgot today's FOMC later on. He's going to call it. So I think that's it for Patrick over here. So yeah, definitely, Patrick. We'll see you here tomorrow. Maddie over here. So CT over here, he took a couple trades. So for the day, he's up 1,200 off his first account. He's up 2,400 off his second account, 2,700 off his third account, and then 2,600 off his fourth account. Nice work, CT. Kip over here, he's currently up 11,731 for the day. Nice work, Kip. Huge win off that sell right there, or actually the buy. It was a buy with your stop loss and profit. Huge profit right there. And I think that's about it. If you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to send them in. Otherwise, you know, unfortunately, we did not have any official trades today. So don't worry if you guys missed anything, or if you guys didn't get to take any trades. I haven't taken any trades myself, so I'm pretty much dry for the day, which is fine. I'd rather have no trades than have any losses, right? We haven't had any losses for the past 2 weeks. So it's been, I mean, not 2 weeks, for past a month, maybe 2 months now. We had no losses here on the live session. So you guys should have no problem with passing your challenges if you guys are just following, you know, what we're doing here on the live session. You know, it's all about discipline, guys. Like for today, there's a lot of entries here that I could have taken, like this one right here. I probably would have taken this entry if I wasn't disciplined, but I'm not going to take it because it hits all of my red flags right here, right? It hits my news price red flag and my sessions red flag. It's a nice push, but I'm not going to take this trade. Just got to stay disciplined right here. Red flags when to avoid trades when price is near sessions, which obviously touched it right there. And also when price is near news price, which is this pink line right here. So I'll follow it and I'll see if it hits. But, you know, again, as I mentioned, I'm not going to take the trade. So it hits actually a lot of red flags here. When price is near sessions, when price is near news price, and also when price is ranging. Price is still ranging down here from where it's been ranging for the past, you know, hour now, it looks like. So yeah, if you guys have any more questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. If you guys have anything that you guys are working on and you guys need help improving it, you guys can ask questions about that as well. You know, my goal here is to help you guys out. If you guys are even applying different strategies that I don't typically apply, I can still probably help you, you know, find ways to improve that if that's the issue. The indicators that I've created here, they're useful for pretty much any type of trading style. So depending on what type of trading style you have, I can probably help you with identifying solutions to making your strategy or your way of trading a bit better. So this trade here is still running. It's almost at full TP. I'm not in this position, so I don't care. whether it does what it does. I'll just set an alert here so that you guys can see if it does hit, because I know some of you guys are still looking to take these trades even though they're risky. So let's get alerted if it hits TP. I think it will, because it's going to probably go and test this high right here, the range high. But definitely not looking to take it. All right, so price is still pushing up right there. And obviously you guys can see right here, full TP, right? So depending on your trade psychology and your ability to take risk, this would have been a full TP. Obviously I'm risk averse. I'm not looking to take these risky trades. So I wouldn't have taken this and I skipped it myself. There was a couple trades here that, I mean, there's a lot of trades here that actually hit that I didn't take because it was all between my red flags. So there was about 4 trades that came up today. There was one right here. I didn't take this trade because I missed it completely. That would have been a full TP right there, obviously. There's another one right here that came up, this buy signal. It was obviously within my red flag, so I wouldn't have taken this trade here. However, if you guys did take it, this one right here hit TP as well right after. So full TP, another risky trade right here that obviously I would have skipped. I don't know if this one would have hit TP, but yeah, this one actually hit TP too. So basically all of the risky trades here that I've identified, this is still following the strategy that we're applying here, the momentum scalp. They all would have hit full TP, but I didn't take any of the trades because they didn't fit my criteria. So that's just me being disciplined and consistent with my strategy. All the requirements here are met. The main things here was that there were red flags. So this one over here, I missed completely. This right here, it was touching the sessions down there. So I couldn't have taken that. This right here was an entry, but price was ranging pretty heavily. So it still hit TP, but I wouldn't have taken it. And then this one again right here, it was touching the sessions and it was also touching news price. So 2 red flags there, wouldn't have taken it, but you can see that all 4 trades here hit full TP. So if you guys took it, great. If you guys didn't, it's okay. I didn't take any of the trades, so none of them are going to count. You know, I still try to be as transparent with you guys as possible. I'm not going to call these as winning trades, even though they did win. I'm not going to call them at all because I didn't take them myself. The only trades that I include in our results are going to be trades that I've taken myself and made profit off. So yeah, 4 back-to-back wins here, but I didn't take any of them. Price finally broke out of the range though, so that's a good thing. But I still don't think there's going to be enough time here for us to take any entries because it's 7:45 right now. We have about 15 minutes till 8. That's usually my cutoff for entries. Today's not one of the days where I'm going to sit on longer. Typically, if I don't have any entries between 6:30 and 8, I typically stay on until about 8:30. But today is Fed day, so I'm definitely not looking to take any risk. Yeah, Fed days around here at 11. You're probably going to see some unusual price movement leading up to the Fed announcements later today, because a lot of people are going to be gambling in the market, and you definitely don't want to be the person on the wrong side. There's another news event here at 8:30. There's one at 8:30, and then the Fed news here at 11. See, Maddie said his SR hit as well. He sat out though because it touched the 7:30 news price, so the red flag was up. Yeah, so Maddie over here identified another entry. This one right here, but it was touching the news candle, so he skipped it. But yeah, guys, if there's anything else that you guys want me to cover, if there's any confusion, anything that you guys need some clarification on, just let me know. Drop your question in the chat. If you guys are here on the YouTube, make sure that you guys are subscribed and have notifications turned on. I go live about I post a video and go live about 2 or 3 times a day. So if you guys are not in the premium, but you guys still want to be notified when I go live, just make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. So you just go to the YouTube channel. Here's a website, go to the YouTube channel. Just subscribe and turn on notifications. Whenever I go live, YouTube will send you an email and say like, hey, Sean's going live. If you want to watch his live session, click on the link here. Every day I post up everyone's live profits. So if you guys go over here and check out the videos, anything with a gold thumbnail, these are everyone's profits for each day. We don't miss a day. Every day there's at least one person in the group that's profiting. I don't think we've gone a day in the past 3 or 5 years where not at least one person in the community has reached profit, right? So like if you go to like any random day, like say for example, we want to go to like and you guys could even throw out a day. If you guys have a specific day you want me to look at, just tell me a specific day. I'll pull up any day here. May 25th. Scroll down and you guys will see profits from everybody on May 25th right here. So, you know, it's all about transparency, guys. I want to be transparent with you guys. Even though if I'm not making profits, there's still other people in the group making profits. And we actually have everything documented here. So if you wanted to pull up any day, you guys can even do it yourself. Just go to the announcements channel, click on this button right here, click on the calendar and click any day. July 28th, scroll down. You'll see everyone's profits right here for that day. So it's just consistency, really consistency in figuring out, you know, what works for you. Let's see, question from Daniel. Daniel is asking, hi, Sean, can you explain the double body strategy? So I think you're referring to the variation V1, right? I don't apply that here on the live session, but it is one of my strategies. So if you guys have access to the indicators and the strategy course, you guys can pull it up. So let me just pull it up over here to show you guys where it's located. And then I'll show you an example of how it's applied. So there's actually two ways of applying it. Let me pull up the course real quick. All right, so here's the course right here, guys. The strategy that Daniel is referring to is going to be the variation V1. So if you scroll down, these are all the videos in the course. The variation V1 is going to be, it's going to be right here under scalping strategy. So if you go down to scalping strategies, you'll see the variation V1 right here. Once you've identified that, I'll show you the example of how it works. So basically what you're doing here is you're looking for the overall direction, right? So since we're looking for a buy here, we're only looking for lows. So you want to go and find a low here and look for a double body rejection. This is why it's important that you guys have my indicators, because if you guys don't have my indicators, let me show you real quick. If you guys don't have my indicators, there's a lot of lows here that you guys can misidentify, right? If you guys have my high-low indicator, it'll automatically plot for you so that you guys don't make any mistakes identifying where the direction of price is, right? So let me show you one example of a double body. If I could find one here. I don't see any double bodies anytime within this period. Okay, so there were no double bodies that came up over here during the live session, but I see one over here that was pre-market. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you this one right here. I'm going to turn everything off so that I can clean this up a little bit. I'll just replay it to this point right here. All right, so this news price wasn't here yet. This news price came up at 5:30. So just ignore this right here because this was at 5:30. This entry came up at 5:01. So the news price didn't come up until way down here. I'll put the requirements for the variation right here at V1 variation. All right, so there's two ways of applying it, right? For this one, we're going to apply the original. So first you want to confirm overall bias. We're just going to assume that it's bearish here. You can see prices below the pivots, trend meters red, pivots are angling down. That's going to confirm that it's in a bearish trend. So we're just going to assume that overall trend and bias was bearish. We can't really assume, or we can't really confirm it because this is back in time. But with that said, we'll move on to step two, confirm a high low using the high low indicator. So we have the high right here and the low right here, right? Since we have a bearish bias, we're looking for the high because we're looking to sell at this point. For the third requirement, you want to confirm that the candle following the high low is either a double wick or double body. There's no double wick here, but there is a double body. You can see both of these candles here are the same level. So with that said, that's going to satisfy requirement number 3. Moving on to requirement number 4, confirm there's a pending momentum in the direction of the trade. So for example, right here, we have a buy signal. The next signal that's pending is going to be a sell, right? Because you can only go from sell to buy. sell to buy, right? Buy to sell to buy to sell. So with that said, we have all of the requirements here met, requirements 1 through 4. Next, you can enter on the open of the following candle. Once you do that, you enter a short position right here. TP stop loss is fixed at 100, 300. There goes your setup. You let the trade run. Full TP on that next candle right there. Straight to your TP, no drawdown at all. So that is the example of the V1 variation. So if you want to see another example, Daniel, let me know. Or actually, I can just look up real quick. There's no entries for us to take here anyways. So it's not really going to make a big difference for us. There's nothing for us to take here at the moment for US30. If I get a buy signal here, I'll come back and take a look, but we're not getting that anytime soon. So let me show you one more example here. I'll see if I can find an example of the V1 continuation, because there's two ways of applying this. There's a continuation and there's the variation. So it's going to look for a double body or double wick. Yeah, there's not too many that came up recently. This is like in the late hours, so there's no entries here, of course. This is like Asia session. Market was super slow. Okay, so here's one right here, actually. I'm just going to show you this one real quick. This is going to be basically the same strategy, but a little bit different. You don't need a pending signal in here because we already have a sell signal. So instead of the V1 variation, there'd be the V1 continuation. It's literally the same strategy. The only difference is that you don't need a pending signal. So again, confirm the bias. We can assume here that it's bearish. I know it's not very strong because this is during London session. The trend meter is blue, meaning it's neutral, but price is below the pivots and the pivots are angling down. So with that said, we'll just confirm and assume that it's bearish. Confirm the high right here, high at this point, confirm the following candle is a double wick or double body. Again, right here, we have two bodies lined up with each other. You want to confirm that you're trading the direction of momentum. We have a sell signal right here. You do the same thing in a short position right there. TP stop loss. Set up like that. You let the trade run. Runs down. And eventually hits full TP right there. So this took a little bit longer. This was outside of the New York trading session. It was 1 o'clock a.m. So this was around London open. But you can see here that it's pretty simple. Same strategy. Same requirements. Only difference is one small thing. No pending momentum. So that's pretty much it. If you have any other questions, Daniel, let me know. Or if there's anything else you want to see, let me know as well. But other than that, there's not really much here to take. There's a pending buy signal here. So let me see if this here closes. This could be a possible entry for us, but it does not look like it's going to close, obviously, unfortunately. So yeah, showing you guys the course over here, we have a lot of strategies. So even though I'm only following 2 strategies here on the live session, you guys have a lot of strategies here to look at. So you guys have a lot of choices, whether you want to scalp, whether you want to intraday trade, whether you want to swing trade. There's a ton of strategies here that you guys can apply. Just because I don't apply as much doesn't mean that it doesn't work, right? All the strategies here have been tested time and time again, and people here in the group still apply them every single day. So it's up to you guys, whichever one you want to follow. But for the most part, I just focus on scalping. So that's typically all I'm focusing on when I take these trades here during the live session. And during the live session here, I'm only applying 2 strategies. And the reason why I do that is to avoid any confusion. So there's no guesswork here. You guys are basically looking for just 2 strategies right here, these 2. And the best part is that these strategies are basically the same thing. The only difference is that this one has one more requirement. So this is all you really need. Like today, we had 4 entries here that came up with this specific strategy, and they all pretty much hit full TP. So not too difficult, pretty simple and straightforward. There's an entry right here, but I'm not going to take it. It was an invalid candle. I know the candle doesn't have to be valid, but price is consolidating here pretty hard. So even though we have an entry there for a buy signal, the red flag still applies. When to avoid trades when price is ranging. So ranging is like the main key here, but the worst part is when it's consolidating. Consolidating means that it's super tight. If price is in a big range, like something like this, right? If price is in a big range like this, then I'm fine with taking trades, right? Because you can trade within there. Your TP is only 100 pips, so you can easily hit your TP within any of these moves here. But when price is consolidating and ranging very tightly, like right here, I definitely don't want to trade within this area because it's barely moving at all. So no entry there. And I think that might be it, guys. It's getting close to 8 o'clock. It's 7:58 right now. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. I prefer to take no trades today than, risk eating a loss. And, that's just part of my discipline. I don't like losing trades. Like that's like the worst thing that can happen to me during a trading day is to lose a trade. Typically, I don't lose very many trades. The only time I lose trades is if I'm making a mistake or if the market conditions are just not good overall. And today that's the case. The market conditions are not good at all today. So, all right, Maddie's done. Maddie said he's done. He'll see us tomorrow. So I'll see you later, Maddie. And I think that's about it. So if you guys are here on the YouTube, if you guys want access to the strategies and the indicators that I just showed you guys, just go on the website, kodikaitrades.com. Again, that's kodikaitrades.com. Click on this to unlock your access. It'll take you to the next page where you can choose which one you prefer. If you want the free intro course, you can get the free intro course right here. This will give you access to the strategies. You won't have access to the indicators or the groups, but you will have access to the strategies. If you guys want access to everything, you'll click on this right here for the systems. And if you just want access to the Zoom, you can click on this right here. Otherwise, if you guys don't want to do that, you guys can just go on the YouTube over here. If you guys want to go back and rewatch any of my live sessions, go to live right here. And you'll see every live session for the past 3 to 5 years. So I've been trading live every day from Monday through Friday on the live session. So anything with a blue background is the live trading session. Anything with a green background is a mentoring session. And anything with the orange background right here is a one-on-one mentoring session. So I have, thousands and thousands of live sessions here for you guys to look at if you guys want to go back and rewatch any trading day of the year. And I think this will be very useful to you guys, especially if you guys are trading on a day and you lost a trade and you're wondering, okay, what happened that day, right? Say, for example, you were trading on September 7th and you wanted to see what was my analysis for September 7th. You just click on that link right there. And then you will have access to my live session from September 7th of this year. And you can see my analysis for pretty much the entire session. So it's a pretty good resource if you guys are wondering, sometimes you guys have bad trading days and you guys are not sure what went wrong. If you guys want to go and rewatch my analysis, you guys can do that. So other than that, guys, I think that's about it. Unless you guys have any other questions, I think we're going to wrap it up for the day. Unfortunately, there were no entries that we could have taken to the day for today. This entry right here, if you took it, it still hit TP. So as you guys can see, even though it was a risky trade, it still hit TP. Pretty much all the trades here that were risky hit full TP. There were 4 back-to-back wins right here, 1 more right here for another 5th win. But I didn't take any of these trades because they don't meet my criteria. So, all right, guys, other than that, I'm going to wrap it up for the day. If you guys have questions, feel free to message me on Telegram, or else you guys can also email me at sean@kodikaitrades.com. Otherwise, we'll wrap this up and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow for the next live session.